Bitcoin is going to eat the entire $170 trillion fixed income market. You are not early. You are prehistoric in Bitcoin terms. We are Neanderthals staring at the asteroid, and that asteroid is a decentralized, cryptographic, sovereign wrecking ball aimed squarely at the carcass of the global bond market. We are witnessing the first asset in human history that makes lending to governments look like a third world scam. Bitcoin versus stocks is one story, but Bitcoin is eating the entire $170 trillion fixed income market like a Roman orgy hosted by Paul Volcker's ghost. Welcome to the monetary singularity. You might think we're going through a market cycle, but really you're witnessing the collapse of the time value equation as we know it. Bonds, lending money to a drunk, weaponized, senile empire that inflates your returns into oblivion while your principal is taxed to death. Bitcoin, mathematically finite, decentralized, global, self-custodied, programmatically auditable, uninflatable, immortal. Fixed income is a fiat cosplay of safety. Bitcoin is safety, engineered, and you better believe Wall Street sees it. They just haven't told you yet. Instead, they built BlackRock's ETF like a Trojan geriatric product for pension funds to start inching toward the abyss without realizing they're being pulled into a black hole of financial realignment. Capital IQ test. Are you smarter than a CIO? Here's the deal, my dearest little children. The US has a 130% debt to GDP ratio and rising. Your municipal bonds are backed by cities where the only growth sector is meth-fueled Dollar General looting. Corporate bonds, most are zombie companies doing financial gymnastics with zero actual cash flow. So let's do some back-of-the-napkin God-tier math. Why in hell would anyone with fiduciary responsibility lock capital into a 4.2% yield while the M2 money supply expands at 6% annually and your purchasing power is quietly mugged by the CPI mafia? Bitcoin doesn't yield because it doesn't beg. It demands. It doesn't dilute, default, or delay. It dominates. Strategy's SDRs is latest financial war crime against fiat orthodoxy. Wall Street just swallowed a perpetual preferred stock that funnels every dollar straight into Bitcoin. 8.5 million shares sold at $85, raising roughly $722 million. Stacks on top of 553,555 BTC. Over $50 billion already sitting in cold storage. Pays a 10% cash dividend on $100 par. And if Strategy ever misses a payment, the coupon ratchets up 1 percentage point each quarter until the slate is clean, maxing out at 18%. You can call that yield if you want, but it's really a honey-glazed hand grenade lobbed into the fixed income lagoon. Legacy institutions lined up for it, frothing to dip their baby toes into the scalding holy water of monetary revolution. STRF has no maturity, no conversion gimmick, and no lien on the coins. It's a straight-up perpetual rocket engine welded to the corporate balance sheet, siphoning fiat into Bitcoin forever while letting yield junkies clip fat coupons and tell their compliance departments they own a preferred share. This is lifeboat capitalism, wrapped in SEC filings, whispering it's just another income play, while it melts the old system from the inside out. The 5 phases of Bitcoin's fixed income coup. Let's walk through it, you beautiful degenerates. Phase 1, synthetic exposure. Now, ETFs, CME futures, corporate treasuries pretending they're diversifying. Baby steps into chaos. Phase 2, Bitcoin-backed debt. 6, STRF-style convertibles. Insurance policies collateralized with Bitcoin, private credit backed by Satoshi's ghost. Phase 3, native Bitcoin yield. 29, lightning bonds. Timestamp income, Fediment interest. It's coming, and it won't need Jerome Powell's approval. Phase 4, sovereign surrender. 2033, El Salvador times 50. Bitcoin-backed bonds funding bridges, armies, and pension bailouts. Dollar hegemony and cardiac arrest. Phase 5, global monetary overhaul. 2035 plus, a Bitcoin Bretton Woods. SWIFT replaced. IMF on suicide watch. Every central bank a Bitcoin maxi, or a genital wart on the long hairy cock of financial history. Infrastructure, already underway. You want real? Here's what's being built while CNBC tells you to buy regional bank ETFs. Custody rails with SOC 2 compliance and insurance from Lloyd's. yield instruments wrapped in Bitcoin and blessed by auditors, risk models with quantum resistance, atomic swaps, DVP protocols, and lightning-based real-time settlement. They're building the bones of a Bitcoin-centric financial system right under your nose. The great repricing is coming. What happens when the entire fixed income market realizes that every coupon payment is a melting ice cube? A liquidity cascade into the only asset that can't be printed, diluted, or seized. It will not be gradual. It will be violent. As fiat bonds die, the capital will flee not into equities, not into gold, but into math-backed, apolitical, self-custodied monetary truth. Final revelation. This is the arc of civilization. Remember this, you damn rascals. This is transcendental restructuring of how value, time, and trust are transmitted across generations. Fiat fixed income is the vestigial tale of a dying empire. Bitcoin is the primordial spine of a new monetary species. You are exiting the fiat matrix and joining the financial exodus into incorruptible time storage. And when the sovereigns fall, the pensions collapse, and the bond market becomes a haunted house of IOUs, you'll be sitting on the hardest asset in human history. Not because you're lucky, because you read this and you acted. Now go, stack, hold, and wait for the world to catch up.